We're going to have our knees slightly bent, so we're not hyperextended in our knees. We don't have too much of a knee bend, just a soft bend. We're going to tuck the tailbone. We're going to stand up tall. We want to make sure that when we tuck the tailbone, that we're not flaring the ribs back, that we're not hyperextending through our TL junction, through our low back. Make sure that the ribs are over one another. Chest is up, shoulder blades down and back. We're going to tuck the chin, reach the neck back, and push the crown of the head into the ceiling. We want to start breathing nice and deep in and out through the diaphragm. And then we want to manage all of these positions through this whole warm-up. All right, so we're going to start rolling through the balls of the feet, opposite arm, opposite hands. We can consistently try to push the crown of the head into the ceiling. Keeping the tuck of the tailbone, keeping the weight in the heels. All right, we're going to start reaching our hands into the air, keeping that nice tall gravity line, not breaking any of our points, keeping that tuck in the tailbone, the chin tuck, triple chin position, pushing that crown of the head to the ceiling. Hands are going to come out in front of us, elbows in line with our hands. Make sure you're breathing nice and deep. We're not holding our breath at all. Elbows are going to come in and we're straight out. Rolling through the balls of the feet. Triple chin position, slide tuck of the tailbone. Weights back on the balls of the heels, rolling through the feet. Pointing the toes as we lift the knee. We're going to relax our arms, let them swing by the side. All right, we're going to put those last three movements together. So we'll go overhead, forward, side. And we'll go 3, 2, 1. Overhead, forward, side. Forward, side. And we'll slowly relax the march. How's everyone doing with that guy? All right. Next, we're going to get into some rib cage translation. So I'm going to take my feet about shoulder width apart. Toes are going to be in. I'm going to have my weight in the heels. Again, knees are going to be nice and soft bent. We'll have the tailbone tucked up nice and tall through our gravity line. Hands are going to come out to the side here, externally rotating, reaching out to the side. Shoulder blades are reaching out as well. Wrists back, fingers are splayed, chin's tucked. We're going to try to keep the upper portion of the body, the posture nice and tall as I move over from the lumbar spine. Add a windmill at the end. Inhale, opening up. Inhale. One more. One. Push those ribs out. All right, we're going to bring everyone down to the floor here. So in the floor, what we're going to do is we're going to do just a little pumping motion to warm the low back up over the morning. The setup for this position is I want to have the heels of my feet in line with my sit bones. So where that will be for you is if I put my hands on the outside of my hips, right, just right along down the side of my hips here. My ankle's going to be slightly in, just maybe like 2 inches towards my midline. Okay. And then we're going to have the knees slightly outside of the ankles. I'm going to have my hands on my knees. We're going to sit up nice and tall. I want to have my hands on my knees taking all the way up. I'm going to exhale, tuck the tailbone, push my belly button behind me. Inhale, I'm going to roll, extend one vertebrae at a time back up. Tuck the tailbone, lay one vertebrae behind it at a time on the ground. Trying to flex that at a time. And roll back up. So we're trying to keep the lumbar spine round. Looking at our breath. Reaching the mid-arch of the foot to the floor. And then using the knees. Couple more on the hands here. Last one, we roll to the top. Take our hands off. Take a deep breath in, and we're going to keep our breath, our core tight now. So take a deep breath in, core's tight. I'm now going to do the same thing. Tuck the tailbone. One vertebrae down. So I reach my ankle, so wherever my feet want to come off the ground, I use my core. Go back up one vertebrae at a time with extension. Three more. Last one. One, and hold 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Relax. How's everyone doing with the roll up, roll down today? Good. Hey Ryan, can you turn those fans on for me here? Hold on one second. Oh, sorry. All right. So next we're going to work 90-90 position, internal rotation. So let me get you guys onto the floor here. So I've got a knee lined up off the sideline here, on the front of my hip. I'm ready to use my hip crease, my knees and my ankle. I want to have like a good platform into the ground, so I've got both of my knees, Move my ankles, reaching like 5% of the ground to get some tension. And what I'm going to do is I want to try to sit up. Now, the less flexible you're going to be in this position, I want you to just pay attention about how your back feels when you start to rotate and side bend and reach for that. So I'm going to have you guys sit up as much as you can. Yes. I'm going to grab my ankle. What I want to do is I want to have my belt buckle and my sternum rotate. Wherever my belt buckle stops rotating, wherever the hips can't rotate anymore, that's where my sternum is going to stay in line. And again, make sure my knee is on the side of my hip. Because when you rotate, that knee will start to come in a little bit. So I'm going to try to grab my shin, keeping and making sure I don't rotate any more from the sternum. The belt buckle stop, just going to have your mouth tendency to want to rotate a little more past that. And then from this position, I want to start side bending into the position one. So I'm thinking about pulling where my hand is and side bending the spine toward that knee. Again, if you feel pain in your left hip, like above the hip and left low back, what I want you to do is not side bend as much. You can also take your hand off and use your hand to push your torso up. So the top hip hand, if your back hurts, you just put it on the floor. Use that to propel yourself and not side bend. Keep pressing inside that hip. Just about a minute and a half. Sit up tall, start pushing underneath the ankle into the floor. Start taking a deep breath in, trapping out your lower abs, core nice and tight. We'll start pushing those 2 points to the ground with 10% tension, 20% tension, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. As far as you can to the floor safely. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What we're going to do now is we're going to go back into the stretch. That stretch again. Now we're just going to try to lift those 2 points off the ground just a little bit, 5, 10%, whatever it does. Leg's not going to lift. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch to our other side. How's that feeling for anybody? Has anyone got any back pain doing that or anything? All right. On the other side. Rotating belt buckle, sternum toward that side knee, wherever that belt buckle stops rotating, sternum stops. Ourselves more to where we're grabbing at the side legs, so we're trying to side bend the body over. Pressing that side hip. tissue that we're dealing with right now is usually an early indicator of a hip replacement. Joint. One of the reasons why is because that's what helps out a lot. Over time, it just kind of like, unless we stop working a lot, we start having dysfunction. It's important. If this is hard for you, or if it's not allowing you to stretch, the top of the hips cramping, feels like the contraction's hard, and the painful contraction just feels different than some other things. It's an area that you really want to work on yourself. Just getting into this stretch and sitting, how we're doing right now. Especially as we age, because we lose the elasticity in these tissues as well. And that's really one of the biggest things that you should show. So, I'm going to let go of my leg. It's going to come behind me. I don't want to let the torso fall off too much. So, I'm going to use my hands to really help solidify kind of that stretch that we got into. Try to find all of the hands that where the torso was. And then we're going to make sure using the hands and the belts and the chest. We'll take that deep breath in. Trap the air down low. We're going to push those 2 points into the floor. 10%, 20%, 30, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 20, 15, 14, 15, 12. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to the stretch. So lift that chin up, down that lower leg a little bit. 5, 10, 15%, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 2, 1. Slowly relax. If any of you guys on that like start to get cramping when you're trying to lift off, that's a one indicator that'll let you know that that area, that the central nervous system really doesn't have that area figured out or mapped that well. So new areas that kind of have these cramping contractions like this, those are some areas to work on for you guys for sure. How's everyone feeling? Good. All right. We're going to go back to the original side here. Back to 90. Make sure that we've got the knee off the side of the hip. Knees off the sides of the hips. 90 degrees in the knees and the hip. Grab the shin. Belt buckle and sort of rotate where the elbow stops. That's where the sternum stops. We'll grab the top of the hip. We'll pull ourselves in. Try to side bend forward. Grabbing on my shin. Breath. Nice deep breaths through the diaphragm, sent to the pelvis, to the side of the hip. Take that deep breath in. Trap the air low. Start pushing those 2 points to the ground. 10%, 20%, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, as much as you can safely here. Hold. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back into a stretch, grab the chin. We'll try to lift those two feet off the ground. Go 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly relax. Go. Back to our other side. 90 degrees in the hip. Knees are on both front and side of the hip. 90 degrees ankles. We're going to rotate your elbow straight towards that side leg. Make sure the knee stays off the side of the hip. Grab the shin. Side bending. Keep the chest up over to where we're grabbing at the shin. Deep breath into the diaphragm. Sink to the hip. Slowly let go of the stretch. Hands will come behind us. Take that deep breath in to the core, trapping the air down low. Start pushing those 2 points into the floor. 10%, 20%, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So much you can hold safely. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead back to the stretch. You're going to try to lift those 2 points off the ground. Deep breath in. Go 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shooting those legs out there.
All right.
Next, we're going to go ahead and get into the quad. So here, what I want to do is I want to be into a quadruped position. Foot up next to my hands. What I want to do in this situation is I'm going to reach back with my opposite arm, opposite foot, and I want to make sure I'm also rotating my hips when I reach back. So I'm in a slight rotation, so I'm not straight trying to grab my ankle. I want to let my pelvis slightly rotate. So my spine isn't in torsion. I want to pick my heel up towards my butt. Think about touching my tailbone. You feel a stretch in the front of the hip. Quad. Slowly relax. And then switch to the other side. Opens up next to the hands. And go opposite arm, opposite ankle, grabbing one another. Slightly let my hips rotate. Side of reaching with my arm. Spine's nice and straight. Tucking my tailbone, pushing. My belly goes pushing my knee to the floor. Tucking my tailbone. We're going to go ahead, we're going to do one more on each side. Shake your legs out if you need to. All right. So bringing that leg up next to our hands. Reach back with my opposite arm. Slightly rotating through the hips. Chest, elbow, go to one line. Tuck your tailbone. Trying to pull my heel towards my sits bones more. Tuck my tailbone more. Slowly relax, not let the ankle fly off the hand. Other side, bring that foot up, opposite arm, hand, grab that ankle. Go ahead and pull our sits bones towards our heel towards our sits bones, tuck the tailbone, pushing the knee to the floor. Squeeze that tailbone underneath us. Reaching the heel up into the face. Feel the stretch in the front of that quad. Work the knee to the middle. Slowly relax. Next, we're going to go into the hamstring. So with the hamstring, we're going to sit up as much as we can over the sits bones because we need to work the sit bone away from us to stretch the hamstring. So in this position, we're going to open up one leg. Knee's going to be a little greater than 90. We're going to have the arch reaching to the floor, knees pressing down. And we're going to go ahead and pick our leg up. We're going to bring it towards our midline just a bit so the leg's at a slight angle. We're going to sit up nice and tall, belt buckle straight forward. We're going to internally rotate our leg, pushing the knee into our finger. You can feel the increase in tension in the hip. Pulling the toes back towards the opposite shoulder. Ankle slightly going into pseudo inversion, reaching away from the side of the ankle so you can feel all the side of the shin right here contracting and stretching. Sit up tall over our hips, chest is up, chin is tucked, we're pushing the crown of the head to the ceiling. One arm reaches up at a time, externally rotating, reaching out, and then we're going to keep our chest up, pushing our hips behind us, trying to sit up on our sit bone more. This should increase the stretch in the back of the thigh. If you're feeling your quad contract, soften your knee a little bit. Pull those toes back to the face more. Reaching the heel away from the sits bones away from the heel. Holding that internal rotation. Push those hips back, chest up. 3, 2, 1. The other side. Sit up over our sit bones as much as we can. Other leg will open up. Outside of that ankle's flat on the ground, we're going to pick our leg up, bring it slightly towards our midline. Internally rotate the thigh. Press that knee out to our finger toes back to the opposite shoulder. Side of that ankle is going to reach away. Side of the knee. We're going to sit up over our sit bones as much as we can. Chin's tucked. We're going to push our neck behind us, elongating the neck, pushing the crown of the head to the ceiling. One arm at a time. We'll externally rotate. Push our hips behind us, coming into a hinge. Pushing our heel blade, toes back to the opposite shoulder. Holding that internal rotation, trying to sit up on our sit bone more. Three, two, 1. Does everyone feel that in the back of their leg? Yeah? Okay. If you feel it in your low back, it's because we're not working with the sit bones. When you start to reach, the sit bones don't move, and then you're just working all from the back instead of like having your hips hinged, okay? Because the hamstring attached to the butt bone. So we want that guy to reach behind us when we reach out, okay? All right. One more on each side. Go ahead and sit up on our sit bones as much as we can. Opening up one leg to about a little less than 90. Then bring our leg towards our midline, and turn and rotate, pull those toes back, push the knee out, heel reaches away, chin's tucked, we're going to sit up as tall as we can. Extend, rotate one arm at a time, wrist back, finger split. Hinge forward from the hips, trying to sit up more. Slowly. All right. Other side. Same thing, we'll open up that leg slightly. Bring the leg towards the midline, we'll internally rotate the leg. Pushing the knee into the fingertips back to the opposite shoulder. You can feel the side of that chin bone wide up. Sit up nice and tall, chin's tucked. Chest up, shoulders down the back. Reach out one arm at a time, externally rotating. Push those sits bones behind us, chest is up. Breathing. And sit up more. Open the sits bones. Slowly. Awesome. How's everybody doing? All right, next stretch. We're going to get into the hip flexor. So in this hip flexor position, I'm going to start from a double kneel position, and I'm going to go ahead and bring my leg out to a one-leg position. Sorry, I've like been coaching so little lately that I just don't even know what I'm doing. All right, one leg up, we're in a kneel position, knee a little greater than 90, okay? Back knee directly underneath the hip to start with, ankle slightly outside of that knee, okay? Hips are going to be in one line. I'm going to tuck the tailbone, push my belly button behind me, chest up right now. Okay, so we're going to push the hips away from that down knee. Knees are going to come over the ankle here. I'm separating both knees with good tension, nice tension here. Try to tuck the tailbone and push that belly button behind me. I should feel an increase in the initial tension here in front of my hip. I'm going to keep my hip shoulders in one line, and I'm going to come down onto my front knee, not rotating, keeping everything straight. I'm now separating both knees with good tension even more. I'm going to tuck my tailbone and try to push my belly button into the ceiling. I'm thinking about rounding my lumbar spine here like the good mornings. Try to do that. It's going to increase the stretch in the front of that hip. Once you do that and you feel like you've got max tension there, you can't tuck anymore. You're going to reach that same side, arm out. Externally rotate, reaching. Everybody that walks by the gym thinks the gym's open. So they're like, oh, it's open. All right, other side here. All right, front guy, we're gonna have the knee greater than 90, hips in one line, knee. Underneath the hip, right? Ankle slide up there. Got the hips, shoulders, everything in one line. We're gonna push the hips away from that down knee. It's gonna come over the ankle. We're separating both knees with good tension here. We're gonna come down onto our knee, not rotating, staying nice and straight with the hips, nice and straight with the shoulders. We're gonna start tucking that tailbone, trying to push that belly button behind us. So you feel an increased stretch in the hip flexor. We're gonna tuck the chin and push the crown of the head to the ceiling. Same side arm reaches out, externally rotates. How'd you guys feel on that? I also want to make sure when you guys are reaching, that you guys aren't rounding, right? The reach is, I have my shoulder blades down and back. I reach my arm out, I rotate and I reach, but when I reach, my shoulder blade doesn't come forward, right? I'm just reaching enough to where there's a little bit of tightness. It's going to lock the joint, so I'm not trying to reach here. I'm trying to keep my chest up, shoulder blades down and back, externally rotate. It's just a little reach that locks all the fascia together in this tension, right? I come here, I've lost it. So making sure you keep the chest up, shoulders down and back, and reach. If it's too big of a movement, you know you've lost it. So like when I do it, from here, here's the reach, super small. You see that? You barely even saw it. Right? It's just that locking of the joint. From here, there, that's too much, okay? So you wanna make sure you're focusing on your spine as well. All right. Sometimes when I'm teaching it, I'm just talking too much. I might look really rounded. So. All right. I'm gonna get you guys on your back. We're gonna stretch the glute max real quick. So. Lower back is nice and flat on the floor. You go ahead and pick one leg off the ground at a time. Ankle's gonna lock stack over that knee. I go ahead and grab my thigh. Pull my right into my chest, pushing my cross knee away from my body. Make sure my low back's nice and flat to the floor. Slowly relax that leg. Go ahead. Cross the other knee. Feel that knee. Chest. Pushing across the knee away from equal opposite tension. You pull the leg into the body. Make sure the low back stays nice and flat. Shoulders down and back. Chest. Slowly relax that leg. Next, we're going to get into a couple postures here. The lumbar and the thoracic spine. All right, so L4, L5 we'll start with. I'm going to sit up as much as we can. So we want to make sure we're in line, ball up is nice and straightforward. We're going to go ahead and get our heels in line with our sits bones, about 2 inches inside the outside of the hip. I'm going to bring my knees to 90. I'm going to pull my toes back towards my knee. Pull out that arch forward. My hands are pull myself up on top of my sits bones. I start breathing in and out through the diaphragm here. Shoulders down back, tuck the chin, push the crown of the head to the ceiling. As we breathe, we'll reach one arm out at a time, externally rotating. Other arm, externally rotating. Overhead. Good. Reach the ceiling. Chin's tucked. Next elongated, pushing that crown of the head up to the ceiling. Slowly relax. Shake your legs out, shake your arms out if you need to. All right. Sitting up as tall as we can again on the sit bones. We're going to go ahead and move down or up the spine a bit. So we need the heels in line with the sits bones. Over the pubic bone, sorry. We're going to open up the toes, reaching the arch to the floor, knees are reaching the ground. We're going to sit up as much as we can. Hold that lower back nice and flat. Chin is tucked, we're reaching our neck back, we're pushing that crown up into the ceiling. Shoulder blades down and back. Slightly reach out one arm at a time. Overhead here. Nice and tall. Chin is tucked. Slowly relax. Next, we're going to go into the thoracic spine. We're going to go ahead and cross our legs. I'm going to be reaching my knees to the floor. I want to sit up nice and tall. I want to breathe nice and deep. In and out through the diaphragm. Chin is tucked. We'll go ahead and bring our fingers to our breastplate. Tips together. Shoulder blades down and back. Knees reach down. We're sitting up as tall as we can. Start going overhead. Slowly relax. Go ahead and cross the legs another way. We got one more here. Go ahead and triple chin position. Reach the neck back, front head reaches into the ceiling here. Fingertips on the breastplate, start going overhead. Slowly relax.
Awesome. All right, so next we'll go ahead. We'll get you guys up on the wall, L5S1, and then you guys can go about your day. I'll bring you guys over to my wall. All right, so
I'm going to go ahead. Hip, shoulders up against the wall. Fall back. Go ahead, we'll make sure our low back is nice and flush against the floor. Both sides of that SI joint are nice and flat on the ground. So right in my mid back, I want to make sure that both sides of that back are equally flush onto the floor. That my torso is nice and straight above my hips. That my mid spine is on the floor. I've got my ribs down. Breathing nice and deep in and out through my diaphragm. My chin is tucked. Shoulder blades are down and back. I'm going to internally rotate the leg at the thigh, pushing the knee outside of us, toes back to the opposite shoulder. Heel reaches up the wall. We're going to reach over our chest, externally rotating one arm at a time. We're going to reach over our head here. Front and back of that rib cage elevate. Slowly relax.
all right, how's everyone doing there? Awesome. All right, well, you guys have a good week. Appreciate you guys coming out. I'll see you guys on Friday if you guys are there. You know, if you guys want to keep your legs up the wall for about 5 or 10 minutes, it'll really help normalize that pelvis area. And if you guys have any questions, think about them. And next time you see me on Friday, you can go ahead and pop on in the beginning and we can tackle those right away. All right, guys, you guys have a great week, and I'll see you guys on Friday. Bye.